Hey there, my friend. Welcome back to Chill Chat English. It is Eric here, and I am so glad you are turning up for yourself today. Taking this time to sit down, relax, and practice your English. You should be proud of yourself. Now, tell me, how are you feeling right now? Did you just finish a long day at work? Or maybe you are listening to this on your commute home, sitting on a train, looking out the window, or perhaps you are doing some chores around the house. Wherever you are, just take a deep breath and let the stress go. Do you know, sometimes we have those days. You wake up and you think, today is going to be a simple, peaceful day. But then, you open just one single email, and suddenly you feel like half your energy has vanished into thin air. Have you ever had that feeling? I call it the one email energy drain. It is strangely common. You start your morning feeling focused. You have your task list ready. It looks very polite and organized on your desk. But then, the workday begins. One small message from a colleague turns into 3 new tasks. One quick question turns into a 30-minute meeting. One meeting somehow creates another meeting. And before you even realize it, hours have passed, and your cup of coffee is sitting on your desk, completely cold. The cold coffee. I think that is the ultimate workplace tragedy. You make a nice hot cup of coffee. You take one sip, you get distracted by work, and when you finally remember it, it is ice cold. Today we are going to talk about that cold coffee feeling. More specifically, we are going to learn how to describe your workday in natural, comfortable English. Why are we doing this? Well, think about it. When someone asks you, "How was your day at work?" or "How was work today?" what do you usually say? If you are like many English learners, you probably say something very simple, like, "It was good," or "It was busy." And that is fine. It is correct. But real workdays have so many more details, don't they? Some days are incredibly productive. You finish everything on your list. Some days are stressful. You feel like you are chasing time. Some days you are fully focused, and other days you get distracted by every single notification, every sound, and every minor interruption. Some days you finish everything and feel like a champion. And some days, well, some days you just survive politely. And that is totally okay. That is real life. So today we are going to talk about all of it. We will explore meetings, tasks, deadlines, colleagues, distractions, and that beautiful feeling of wrapping up your workday. And do not worry, this is not a formal business English lecture. No, we are not here to memorize boring grammar rules. This is normal, everyday English for talking about real life. If you are learning with us today, just listen like you are sitting in a cozy room with a friend, chatting after a long afternoon. This episode is absolutely perfect for B1 and B2 learners. If you are an A2 learner, I want you to listen as a fun challenge. Do not try to understand every single word. Just focus on the main ideas, listen to the rhythm of the words, and notice the phrases you like. Later in this episode, we will have our Say It Better segment, where we take common, slightly awkward workplace English sentences and transform them into natural phrases. And of course, we will have our interactive word tour, where we practice 6 essential workplace vocabulary words together. So, make yourself comfortable, let go of the stress of the day, and let's jump right in. Let's start with a very simple question. How was your workday yesterday? If I had to describe my own workday yesterday, I would say it was busy, but not in a dramatic way. It was not one giant, scary problem. Instead, it was just many small things. In the morning, my to-do list looked very calm. It was just 5 simple tasks. I thought, oh, this is going to be an easy day. I will finish everything by 3 o'clock and have a relaxing afternoon. But by lunchtime, my workload felt much heavier than I expected. Workload. That is a great word, isn't it? We will talk more about it later, but it simply means the amount of work you have to do. And yesterday, my workload kept growing and growing. It is amazing how easily that happens. You start with a friendly, quiet to-do list in the morning, but by the afternoon, that to-do list has developed a very demanding personality, and unfortunately, not a very friendly personality. I think the most difficult part of a heavy workload is not always the actual work itself. Often the hardest part is context switching. Have you heard of this phrase? Context switching means moving your brain from one type of task to a completely different one. For example, you are writing an important report. Your brain is focused. You are thinking deeply. But then a chat message pops up. Your colleague asks a question about a completely different project. So you stop writing. You open the chat. You think about the other project. You reply. Then you go back to your report. But your brain cannot just start instantly. It takes a few minutes to remember where you were. It is like an old computer restarting. It makes a lot of noise, the screen freezes for a moment, and you just have to wait. Every time we switch between emails, phone calls, text messages, and documents, our brain has to restart. By the end of the day, even if we did not do any heavy physical work, our brain feels completely exhausted. That is when we start feeling distracted. Let's do a quick speaking practice with this word, workload. I want you to listen carefully first, and then say it with me. We will practice each sentence 3 times to make sure you get fully comfortable with it. Let's do the first one. Listen and repeat. I had a heavy workload yesterday. Now, let's say it a second time to practice the rhythm. Repeat after me. I had a heavy workload yesterday. And one last time, let's say it together confidently. I had a heavy workload yesterday. Beautiful. Now let's try the second sentence. Again, we will practice it 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. My workload is getting lighter. Great. Let's practice it a second time. Say it with me. My workload is getting lighter. And one final time to make it perfect. Repeat after me. My workload is getting lighter. Great job. Now, let's talk about those moments when we lose our focus. To be distracted means you cannot focus because something is pulling your attention away. And let's be honest, modern workplaces are designed to keep us distracted. There are messages popping up on your screen. There are emails arriving in your inbox. There are phone notifications. There are people talking near your desk. And then there is the classic distraction. A colleague walking up to your desk and saying, "Hey, do you have a second? Just a quick question." Oh, the famous quick question. In the history of work, has a quick question ever actually been quick? Never. A quick question is always a trap. It starts with, "Oh, I just need a quick opinion on this." And 30 minutes later, you are looking at a whiteboard, drawing diagrams, trying to solve a major problem, and your original work is still waiting for you. But sometimes, the strongest distraction does not come from other people. Sometimes, the strongest distraction comes from inside our own minds. Yes, I interrupt myself all the time. For example, I will open a document to write a script. Then suddenly, my brain says, "Hey, did you reply to that email from yesterday?" So, I close the document. I open my email. But on my way to that email, I see 3 other new emails. So, I open one of them. While reading that email, I remember I need to check a calendar date. I open the calendar, and 20 minutes later, I find myself staring at the computer screen thinking, wait, why did I open this browser tab in the first place? What was I doing? It is painfully real, isn't it? It feels like walking into different rooms in your brain but forgetting why you entered. You just stand in the middle of the room, looking around, feeling confused. Last week, I had a day exactly like that. I was trying to finish an important presentation, but people kept asking me for small things. Some were important, some were not. But each interruption broke my focus, and it is difficult because we want to be helpful. We want to be nice colleagues. We do not want to say, "Please leave me alone forever," even if our face is secretly saying it. Sometimes my face is a little too honest, so what can we do? I started using a very simple, polite sentence. When someone interrupts me, I say, "I would love to help you with that, but I need to finish this task first. Can I get back to you in an hour?" This is such a wonderful workplace sentence. It is incredibly polite, but it sets a clear boundary. It shows that you want to help, but it also protects your time and your focus. Let's practice saying this sentence together. Since it is a bit long, we will do it in small parts first. We will repeat each part to help you practice. Repeat after me. I can help you. Let's say that first part again. Repeat after me. I can help you. Now let's practice the second part. Repeat after me. After I finish this, let's practice the second part one more time. Repeat after me. After I finish this. Now, let's put the whole sentence together. Listen carefully first, then say it with me. We will repeat the full sentence 3 times for perfect practice. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. I can help you after I finish this. Wonderful. Let's practice it a second time to make it sound completely natural. Repeat after me. I can help you after I finish this. And one last time. Let's say it together confidently. I can help you after I finish this. Fantastic. This sentence is a lifesaver. It keeps you from drowning in other people's urgent requests, especially when a deadline is staring you in the face. Deadlines. Just hearing that word makes many people sit up a little straighter. A deadline, as we know, is the specific time or date when a task must be completed. Deadlines are fascinating because they change how time works. Have you ever noticed that? If you have a task that is due in 2 weeks, that task feels incredibly peaceful. It is like a quiet, sleeping puppy. You look at it and think, "Oh, I have so much time. I don't need to worry about that today." But then, suddenly, it is the day before the deadline, and that quiet, sleeping puppy has transformed into a giant, growling monster. Now the task is extremely urgent. You have to work fast. Your heart is beating quickly. You are typing like a crazy person. Have you ever ignored a deadline until it became scary? Personally, I prefer to use the phrase, "I waited creatively." It sounds much better than procrastination, doesn't it? Yes, manager, I was not being lazy. I was just waiting creatively for the right inspiration. But let's be honest. It is a terrible feeling. You work fast, you do not sleep well, and you do not enjoy the process. I used to do this a lot when I was younger, but nowadays I try to start things earlier. Not because I became a perfect, super disciplined person, but simply because future Eric deserves peace. I love that idea. Future you deserves peace. When you start a project early, you are being kind to your future self. You are making sure that next week you do not have to experience that stressful late-night panic. But why do we delay things? I think it is because of decision fatigue. During a typical workday, we have to make hundreds of small decisions. Should I reply to this email now or later? What words should I use in this message? How should I organize this file? Which task is the most important? By the afternoon, our brain is simply tired of making decisions. So, when we look at a big, difficult task, our brain says, "No thank you. I cannot make any more decisions today." Let's just look at social media instead. And that is why prioritizing is so difficult. To prioritize means to decide which things are the most important so you can do them first. But when you are tired, everything feels equally important and urgent. But remember this useful rule. Not everything that is urgent is important. And not everything that is important is urgent. That is a great sentence to keep in mind. Let's practice repeating it. It is a great philosophy for work and life. We will say this sentence together 3 times so it stays in your mind. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. Not everything is equally urgent. Very good. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. Not everything is equally urgent. And one more time, let's say it together. Not everything is equally urgent. Exactly. And when you are trying to figure out what is truly important, having a great colleague by your side can make all the difference. Let's talk about colleagues. A colleague is simply someone you work with. They are not necessarily your best friend outside of work, but they are the people you share your workspace with every single day. And good colleagues can completely transform your day. Yesterday, my colleague Maya absolutely saved me. I was preparing for a very important meeting that was starting in 15 minutes. I needed to find an old project file from last year. I was searching through my computer folders. Nothing. I searched my emails. Nothing. I searched the shared company drive. Still, nothing. I started to panic. My hands were getting sweaty. The clock was ticking. 10 minutes left. 8 minutes left. I felt like the file had vanished into some deep, dark workplace black hole. Then Maya looked over and noticed my stressed face. She calmly asked, "Are you okay, Eric?" I told her, "I cannot find the project report. I have looked everywhere." Maya smiled gently and said, Did you check the project archive folder? The manager moved it there last week." I opened the archive folder, and there it was, sitting quietly, looking completely innocent, as if it had done nothing wrong. Files are always so innocent, aren't they? I turned to Maya and said, "You just saved my morning." That is such a warm, natural sentence to use. You just saved my morning, or you saved my day. It is a wonderful way to show deep gratitude to a colleague who helps you out of a stressful situation. Let's practice saying this phrase together. Imagine a colleague just helped you find a lost document or helped you with a difficult computer problem. We will practice each phrase 3 times. Let's start with the first one. Repeat after me. You just saved my morning. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. You just saved my morning. And one more time. Let's say it together. You just saved my morning. Wonderful. Now let's try the second phrase. We will repeat this one 3 times as well. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. You saved my day. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. You saved my day. And one last time. Let's say it together. You saved my day. So simple, but it brings so much positive energy to the workplace. Because at the end of the day, work is not just about typing on keyboards, writing reports, and looking at spreadsheets. Work is about people. The people around you can completely change how your day feels. You could have the most boring, difficult task in the world, but if you are working with kind, funny, and supportive colleagues, the day goes by quickly. But on the other hand, if you have a very easy, simple task, but you are surrounded by difficult, negative, or stressful people, even an 8-hour day can feel like 80 hours. Workplace energy is very real. Some people bring calm, peaceful energy. When they talk, you feel relaxed. Some people bring chaotic, loud energy. Everything is a crisis for them. And some people just bring meetings, and those are the most dangerous people of all. Speaking of meetings, let's talk about them. How do you feel about meetings? Personally, I think meetings are like spices in food. If you use a little bit of spice, it makes the dish taste delicious and interesting. But if you put in too much spice, it ruins the entire meal. A few short, focused meetings are great. You share updates, you make a decision, and everyone goes back to work. But too many meetings will completely destroy your productivity. Have you ever had back-to-back meetings? Back-to-back is an excellent English idiom. It means things are happening immediately after one another, without any break. So, a back-to-back meeting means you finish one meeting at 2 o'clock, and your next meeting starts exactly at 2 o'clock. By the time you finish the third or fourth meeting, your brain is completely tired. You have spent 4 hours talking about work, but you have had zero time to actually do any work. And then there are those meetings that make you think this meeting could have been a simple email. We have all been there. You sit in a room or on a video call, listening to someone read slides that they already sent to you yesterday. You just stare at the screen, nodding politely, while secretly wishing you were anywhere else in the world. But as English learners, it is important to have natural phrases to describe these experiences without sounding too negative or unprofessional. For example, instead of saying, "My meetings were terrible and long," you can say, "My meetings took up most of my morning." This is a very natural and professional way to say you spent a lot of time in meetings. Let's practice repeating this sentence together 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. My meetings took up most of my morning. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. My meetings took up most of my morning. And one last time. Let's practice together. My meetings took up most of my morning. Excellent. Let's try another very common and useful phrase. We will repeat this one 3 times as well. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. I had back-to-back meetings today. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. I had back-to-back meetings today. And one more time. Let's say it together. I had back-to-back meetings today. Perfect. And what about those rare, beautiful meetings where things actually go well? You can say, "We had a very productive meeting." Let's practice this one 3 times too. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. We had a very productive meeting. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. We had a very productive meeting. And one last time. Let's say it together. We had a very productive meeting. That is a great way to say it. And speaking of productive, what does that word really mean to you? Productive. This is a word we hear all the time in modern life. But we often confuse being busy with being productive. They are not the same thing. You can be incredibly busy all day long. You can reply to 50 emails, answer 10 phone calls, organize your desk, and attend 3 meetings. You have been moving and working for 8 hours. But at 5 o'clock, you look at your computer and think, "What did I actually finish today?" And the answer is, nothing major. You just did a lot of tiny, small tasks. To be productive means you made actual progress on things that truly matter. For me, a productive day is not a day where I do 50 small things. A productive day is when I focus on one important, difficult task and I actually finish it. Just one. If I can write one complete, high-quality script, that is a highly productive day. Even if my inbox still has 20 unread emails, because the script is what actually matters. But it is hard to maintain that focus, especially in the afternoon. The after-lunch slump. Do you know this feeling? It is usually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You have had a nice lunch, your stomach is full, and suddenly your body decides, "Okay, our day is finished. It is time to sleep now." But your work calendar says, "No, absolutely not. You have 2 more hours of work and a report to finish." That afternoon slump is when distractions become incredibly powerful. In the morning, when your energy is high, you can easily ignore your phone. But in the afternoon, when your energy is low, even the sound of a chair moving in the office can make you lose focus for 10 minutes. To fight this, I have a small habit. After lunch, I do not look at a long, scary list of 5 different tasks. I write down just one clear, simple task on a piece of paper. For example, write the introduction paragraph. If I see 5 tasks, my brain feels overwhelmed and tired before I even start. But if I see just one small task, my brain thinks, oh, I can do that. That only takes 20 minutes. And once I finish that one task, I get a small feeling of victory. A small win. Workdays need small wins. A finished report, a clean desk, or the best win of all, a meeting that gets canceled. That feeling when you see a notification saying, "Today's meeting is canceled, we will update you by email." Oh, that is pure happiness, isn't it? It feels like winning a small lottery, but whether the day was full of canceled meetings or heavy workloads, we all eventually reach the end of the day. And that is when we need to learn how to walk away. When the workday ends, how do you stop thinking about work? For many of us, this is the hardest part. You close your laptop or you walk out of your office building, but your brain is still sitting at your desk. Your brain keeps reviewing the day. Did I use the right tone in that email? Did I forget to reply to that client? What did my manager mean when they said, "Let's discuss this tomorrow"? Oh, that sentence. "Let's discuss this tomorrow." That is a terrifying sentence, isn't it? It can completely ruin a quiet evening. You spend hours worrying about what they want to say, only to find out the next morning that they just wanted to ask you about a simple document. This is why wrapping up your day is so important. To wrap up means to finish something, to bring it to a neat and tidy end. Wrapping up your workday is a physical and mental ritual. It is not about finishing every single task. Because, let's be honest, your work is never truly finished. There will always be more emails, more projects, and more tasks tomorrow. Instead, wrapping up is about deciding that you have done enough for today. My old system used to be, try to remember everything and suffer. But that was a terrible system. My brain was always stressed. Now I have a very simple 5-minute wrap-up routine. First, I look at my tasks and see what is left. Second, I write down a short note for tomorrow. For example, tomorrow morning, start by editing page 5 of the report. Third, I shut down my computer completely. I do not just close the lid, I turn it off. Writing that simple note for tomorrow is like magic. It tells your brain it is okay to forget about this now. We have a plan for tomorrow. You can relax. It gives you permission to enjoy your evening. Because we must remember, your workday is only one part of your day. You are a worker, yes, but you are also a human being who needs to rest, eat delicious food, talk to your family, go for a walk, read a book, or simply sit in a quiet room and do absolutely nothing. And doing absolutely nothing is a highly underrated plan. I highly support it. So, to my global friends listening today, when someone asks you, "How was work?" try to share one small detail. Instead of just saying busy, tell them about a small victory. Tell them about a helpful colleague. Tell them about a distraction that made you laugh. Or tell them how glad you are to finally wrap up and relax. That is how we turn a simple question into a beautiful, real conversation. Now, let's move into our interactive word tour, where we will master the key vocabulary from today's episode. Welcome to our word tour. This is where we take the most useful words from our conversation, explain them clearly in simple English, and practice pronouncing them together. I will say each word, explain what it means, give you 2 examples, and then give you time to repeat them after me. Are you ready? Let's go. Word number 1. Workload. Workload is a noun. It means the amount of work that a person has to do. If you have a heavy workload, you have too many things to do. If you have a light workload, your day is relaxed and easy. Let's practice the first example sentence. We will say it 3 times. Repeat after me. My workload is very heavy this week. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. My workload is very heavy this week. And one final time, say it with me. My workload is very heavy this week. Perfect. Now let's try the second example. We will repeat this one 3 times as well. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. I am happy because my workload is lighter today. Great. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I am happy because my workload is lighter today. And one last time. Let's say it together. I am happy because my workload is lighter today. Word number 2, deadline. Deadline is a noun. It is the specific time or date by which something must be finished. If you do not finish your task before this time, you have missed the deadline. If you finish it in time, you have met the deadline. Let's practice the first example sentence 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. We have a strict deadline for this project. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. We have a strict deadline for this project. And one final time. We have a strict deadline for this project. Excellent. Now let's practice the second example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. I need to finish this report before the deadline. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I need to finish this report before the deadline. And one last time, say it with me. I need to finish this report before the deadline. Word number 3, colleague. Colleague is a noun. A colleague is a person that you work with, especially in a professional job. Remember, they are not always your close personal friend, but they are your teammate or co-worker. Let's practice the first example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. My colleague helped me find the missing file. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. My colleague helped me find the missing file. And one final time. Say it with me. My colleague helped me find the missing file. Wonderful. Let's practice the second example sentence. We will say it 3 times as well. Repeat after me. I am having lunch with my colleagues today. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. I am having lunch with my colleagues today. And one last time. I am having lunch with my colleagues today. Word number 4, productive. Productive is an adjective. It means achieving or producing significant, useful results. It means using your time well to finish important things, not just staying busy. Let's practice the first example sentence 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. I had a very productive morning today. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I had a very productive morning today. And one last time. Let's say it together. I had a very productive morning today. Great. Now let's practice the second example sentence. We will say it 3 times too. Repeat after me. Writing a plan makes me feel more productive. Let's practice it again. Repeat after me. Writing a plan makes me feel more productive. And one final time. Writing a plan makes me feel more productive. Word number 5, distracted. Distracted is an adjective. It means you are unable to concentrate or pay attention to what you are doing because your mind is pulled to other things. Let's practice the first example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. I felt distracted by the loud noise in the office. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I felt distracted by the loud noise in the office. And one more time, say it with me. I felt distracted by the loud noise in the office. Excellent. Now let's try the second example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. Please put your phone away if you feel distracted. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. Please put your phone away if you feel distracted. And one final time. Say it together. Please put your phone away if you feel distracted. Word number 6, wrap up. Wrap up is a phrasal verb. It means to complete, conclude, or finish a task, a meeting, or your entire workday successfully. Let's practice the first example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. Let's wrap up this meeting and go to lunch. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. Let's wrap up this meeting and go to lunch. And one more time. Let's wrap up this meeting and go to lunch. Awesome. Now let's practice the second example sentence 3 times. Repeat after me. I am going to wrap up my work for the day. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. I am going to wrap up my work for the day. And one last time. Let's say it together proudly. I am going to wrap up my work for the day. What an amazing job. You have practiced all 6 words: workload, deadline, colleague, productive, distracted, and wrap up. Keep these words in mind because you are going to use them very soon. Now, let's move to our next segment. Say it better. In this segment, we look at some common sentences that English learners often use. These sentences are understandable, but they sound a little unnatural or incorrect to native speakers. Let's learn how to polish them and say them much better. Sentence number 1. A learner might say, I had many works today. This is very common, but in English, the word work is usually uncountable when we talk about tasks or jobs at our workplace. You cannot say many works. Instead, you can say, I had a lot of work today. Or, if you want to sound more professional, you can use our new word and say, I had a heavy workload today. Let's practice the natural way. We will repeat it 3 times to build your muscle memory. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. I had a heavy workload today. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I had a heavy workload today. And one final time. I had a heavy workload today. Sentence number 2. A learner might say, my office friend helped me. We completely understand this. But in a professional setting, we rarely use the phrase office friend. It sounds a bit childish. Instead, use the word colleague or coworker. You can simply say, my colleague helped me. Let's practice this natural sentence 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. My colleague helped me with the project. Let's say it again. Repeat after me. My colleague helped me with the project. And one final time. My colleague helped me with the project. Sentence number 3. A learner might say, I was not focusing. This is grammatically correct, but native speakers usually prefer to express this feeling by describing the cause. Instead of focusing on the action of not focusing, they say, I couldn't focus. Or, using our adjective, they say, I felt distracted today. Let's practice the natural phrase 3 times. Repeat after me. I felt really distracted today. Let's practice it a second time. Repeat after me. I felt really distracted today. And one more time. I felt really distracted today. Sentence number 4. A learner might say, I finished my office. This is a funny one. If you say I finished my office, a native speaker might think you finished building the office or that you ate the office. To say you finished your tasks and are leaving, you should say, I finished work. Or even better, I wrapped up my work for the day. Let's practice this beautiful natural phrase 3 times. Repeat after me. I wrapped up my work for the day. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. I wrapped up my work for the day. And one final time. Say it with me. I wrapped up my work for the day. Sentence number 5. A learner might say, the last date is tomorrow. When you talk about a project or a task at work, we do not call the final date the last date. We have a specific word for this. Yes, it is deadline. So you should say, the deadline is tomorrow, or the deadline is coming up. Let's practice saying the correct version 3 times. Here is the first time. Repeat after me. The deadline is tomorrow. Let's say it a second time. Repeat after me. The deadline is tomorrow. And one final time. Say it together. The deadline is tomorrow. Look at that. You are learning how to replace simple, basic sentences with natural, mature, and professional English. This is how you break through the intermediate plateau and start sounding truly fluent. Well, my friend, we have reached the end of our journey today. We have talked about the cold coffee, the crazy to-do lists, the distractions, the colleagues, the meetings, and the art of wrapping up. Before we say goodbye, I have a very small homework task for you. I want you to leave a comment below this video. Answer this simple question. How was your workday? Try to use at least one word from our word tour today. You can write, I had a heavy workload, or I had a productive morning, or I wrapped up my work early. Don't be shy. Writing is a powerful way to move vocabulary from your passive memory into your active memory. I read every single comment, and I cannot wait to see your stories. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today. Remember, your English progress does not happen overnight. It happens step by step, day by day, just by showing up like you did today. You are doing amazing. Now go enjoy the rest of your day, get some rest, and don't let your coffee get cold. Until next time, take care and bye-bye for now.